It's 17 minutes past 8. Joining me now, our commentators this morning, media commentator Simon Pound. Simon, great to have you back. And food blogger Delaney Mes. Delaney, great to have you back.
Oh.
Food blogger, we always say that.
Food writer.
What?
I'm a food writer.
Well, I was told you're a food blogger.
Oh, I've got a blog, but I write for reputable publications too.
Ah, so blogs are not reputable.
Well, they are, but...
Well, evidently not. I heard Delaney Mes was rubbishing them just the other day. So give me one quick, because we never talked to you about food, give me one quick food thing. Like what's hip at the moment?
Well, it's winter, so fruit's a little bit harder to find.
Yep.
But I'm always big on seasonal produce, so getting a bit creative with what you find at the market.
Oh, that's all very Jamie Oliver, isn't it?
Lots
Being
of
big on
slow
seasonal
cooking
stuff.
with winter.
Yeah.
But I'm actually also obsessed with raw fish at the moment, like ceviche and stuff, because limes are like $5 a kilo.
Best fish to have raw is what?
Depends. Ask your fishmonger. I've been having a bit of trevally. That's quite cheap by the kilo, and then just
Trevally can be a fishy fish, though, can't it?
Well,
really?
if it's fresh, it's okay.
You know what I love?
Anything fresh.
Groper.
Yeah, groper's great.
is a brilliant fish. And the other one, the little groper of the sea, which is the one with the big fins. What's that? Gurnard. Gurnard is lovely too.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk US elections. So it does look, Simon, as though it's going to come down to another Bush and another Clinton.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? Like
it just is nuts.
The Bushes, the fact that you have to have that family name to get in. I mean, you'd think that what Bush did last time, I mean, what could he have done more to ruin the family name? He left the economy in ruins, caused the entire Middle East to blow up, and then his brother's like, oh yeah? That's a good kind of slipstream to come in on.
Although it's perfect for the brother, because all he has to say is, I'm better than him. You know, he was okay, and he was okay. I know you're going to rubbish things and say, you know, that he took America into wars that weren't necessary and things like that.
Mission accomplished thing where he stood on the aircraft carrier looking like a G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Do you want okay from a
president? G.I. Joe.
Do you want just okay from a president, though?
Well, but who else have you got? Because this is the extraordinary thing. You've got this phenomenal democracy, the biggest democracy in the world, and you look at them standing on a stage. These people are being presented as the pick of the crop. Surely they can't be that.
It is a worry.
It's not a democracy. It's like a dynastic oligarchy.
Well, okay, so this is the point. At the end of the day, these are the names that can raise sufficient money to actually get elected. And that's a little bit of a tragedy, but I can't think of a better way of doing it.
And Hillary Clinton, although, you know, the Democrat, she's got more hedge fund money behind her than ever before, and has done a complete a complete 180 on everything that she was against on financial contributions and on financial controls because of the amount of
and when she's not doing 180, she's basically lying. Harsh, I know. But she's been picked up for some pretty spectacular exaggerations, hasn't she?
Pretty difficult when your every word is going to be pulled apart by a couple of people sitting around a table in New Zealand.
But you, Delaney, are a huge fan, aren't you, of Hillary?
Well, I mean, I think she's good. Yep. I think she's better than the alternative.
Oh no, that's I'm not going to let you get away with that argument, because it's not hard to argue that.
Yeah.
But why is she the right person, do you think?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I like the fact that she's a female, but as you said, she doesn't need to harp on about it because you know, she needs to get in on the fact that she's the better person for the job. But I mean, we're yet to see it though, aren't we? We're really at the beginning. So.
Oh God, we're at the beginning of a very long race here. And how do you reckon her husband's going to go as the first husband?
I don't know.
It's going to be hard for him, isn't it? It's going to be hard for Bill to sort of be sitting there, sort of actually having nothing to do but organise tea mornings.
Isn't that like being the president anyway? I mean, Ronald Reagan had a great line. He said, the people say I'm the most powerful person in the world, but actually that's the person that comes in and tells me what to do all day running my diary.
Yeah.
I mean, you are just a figurehead.
I don't know if that's entirely true. I mean, I know that he said that, but I think that he was trying to make something of a joke. I think it is actually a pretty powerful role. I mean, I know they're stymied so often by Congress, which is what we're witnessing now. But, I mean, to a large extent, what they say goes. Anyway, watch the space. It's a long race. Boris Johnson, Delaney, I mean, he's jumped into... I mean, if ever there's a row you can't win, Boris will be trying to champion it.
Yeah. I just think it was bad enough that Tim Hunt said it, and it sparked this hilarious, hashtag on Twitter and Instagram of people being distractingly sexy in a lab. The fact that the Mayor of London has now come out and basically agreed with him and worse, I despair.
One of the things Boris said, though, which is definitely true, people hunt out outrage. And, like, Sir Tim Hunt, he was trying to be funny. He's not a comedian, and I can see a lot of people didn't think it was funny. But, did people react too strong? Like, reacting with humorous bloomin' pictures on the internet is perfect. Surely that is all that was necessary.
Yeah, it was great. But Boris, on the other hand, who is a politician, is it very good politics to come out and say something pretty rude to more than half of the voting?
Half the population.
Isn't it weird, though, that he can get away with being like that? Because he can get away with it, and he's championed for it.
Well, we'd hope he couldn't, but...
It's the hair.
Yeah, it is the hair.
Yeah,
it's the fact that he's just wacky.
You can't take him serious. You can't take me serious. I didn't really mean that. Look at my hair.
Well, we've got him
What do I mean with hair like this?
We've got him saying that. We've got our own Prime Minister pulling ponytails of waitresses. And then we've got
Oh, no, you're not going to take us back there. Honestly, no, I'm sorry, Delaney. I'm not going to let you. If that is your argument, if your argument is based on the strength of something that happened and we've well and truly discussed, then we're in trouble.
It's these leaders, though, these male leaders behaving like buffoons. And then we've got, surveys about what men think of women's body hair. Like, who cares?
Delaney, honestly, it is a
Sexism, I'm sick of
fair,
it.
non-sexist world, and if we had as many female leaders as men, they would be behaving like buffoon as well, I promise you. Anyway, so much more to discuss. We will be back again very quickly with our panel. All right, good to have you along on a Tuesday morning. Our commentators are in this morning. Media commentator Simon Pound, food writer Delaney Mes. See how quickly I update my mind.
Yeah.
Just very quickly, both Jeb and Hillary are saying we'll put it right. We'll put America right. But, is it possible to put a country right? Because no one believes they can or will.
No. And, like we were talking about in the break, it's really just one thing will happen and then the attention will get diverted elsewhere. It's more like they're sort of scrambling to stay above water rather than sort of overseeing everything and fixing, aren't they?
And how do you do it? You Simon, mentioned Detroit, right, which is improving now, but it was a court case. It was a dire place. People were fleeing like lemmings from Detroit. But at the end of the day, if you've got a democracy, then you have to allow those things to happen. But at the same time, you have to tamper.
Yeah, well, they're both beholden to the same money. They both are raising money off the same people. Like I was saying with Hillary Clinton in New York, as soon as she got representing Wall Street, she changed all of her opinions on financial controls. So they're all in the same soup.
So really, you just have to live with what you've got.
Or change the system around somewhat, so it's not run by money.
How do you do that? Because we were talking also voter turnout, which is extraordinarily low, but low for the same reasons that it's low in New Zealand, even although it is lower there than here, because people think, what difference can it make? What difference can I make?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
It's bloody depressing, isn't it? So let's talk about something else.
Yeah.
Scientists living inside a bubble for 8 months to simulate life on Mars. So what they were doing here, because I thought originally they were doing experiments to find out what would it be like, living in a bubble on Mars. But all they were really doing were just gauging the way people interacted in that close confinement situation.
Seems like a very expensive experiment to me, and I have to wonder whether those funds can be better spent elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, you could have done it in Detroit.
Or had they already done it with Big Brother? Could you just take a few series of that and then work out how people act?
It was interesting though, wasn't it? Because what they were saying was that the whole nature of being an astronaut, everything you need to be an astronaut, would mean you were probably very unlikely to admit that you were going through some psychological problems and things like that. So they were monitoring these people to see if they became crazy or what were the early warning signs that they were going to go ape.
Were they checking if any of the women in there were distractingly sexy?
Or crying.
I noticed that Boris Johnson wasn't invited in. Yeah.
But I know NASA does lots of amazing things, but we have got a planet here that we're sort of doing a very good job of messing up. So surely we could maybe focus some attention at...
No, Delaney, you're exactly wrong. That's why we need another planet.
Yeah, that's our plan B.
Yeah,
you can't put everything in plan A.
We can't
fix this.
We can't fix this court case, Delaney. We've got to find somewhere else to relocate.
They've been watching the American elections and they're going, we're going to get out of here.
They've seen another Clinton and another Bush on the horizon. They're scared. Yeah. All right, Delaney Mes, Simon Pound, thank you very much for joining us. We will talk to you both again very soon, I hope. All right, it is 8:30 now.